Today I'm in Dahlongea, Georgia at the Dahlongea Gold Museum State Historic Site. Come along with me as I learn this state's gold history, which happened 2 decades before the 49ers of California. That's coming up next. As the story goes, it was Benjamin Parks who discovered gold here in late October 1828. He had been grazing his cattle on Cherokee land and was heading for a salt log set out for the animals. That day, he stubbed his toes on a curious yellow-colored rock, a rock that contained gold. The news spread quickly, and within months thousands of miners seeking quick riches descended on the forested hills. With the discovery of gold in North Georgia, the state surveyed the former Cherokee Territory and created counties. New towns sprang up, including Dahlongea. Gold created an entirely new map for the state of Georgia. Cherokee Territory once stretched across today's Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and the Carolinas. Settlement of the American colonies encroached on this land. By the 1820s, the federal government had already removed many Cherokee to western territories. However, around 17,000 Cherokee remained on their traditional territory. The Cherokee still in Georgia had assimilated to some degree into the Anglo-American world, as can be seen at their former capital of New Echota near present-day Calhoun. They were farmers, merchants, blacksmiths, and carpenters. Christian missionaries set up churches and schools. Unfortunately, the discovery of gold in North Georgia heralded the end of this precious coexistence. Both the Cherokees and local whites called the flood of miners into the area the Great Intrusion. The state of Georgia quickly asserted its claim to Cherokee land based on boundaries drawn in its 1732 colonial charter. The Cherokee resisted this land grab through the court system, but ultimately, bolstered by the Indian Removal Act of 1830, the federal government forcibly removed the Cherokee people west of the Mississippi on a wintertime forced march remembered as the Trail of Tears. With the Cherokee gone, the gold-filled land sold like hotcakes to incoming folks hoping to strike it rich. Georgians hoping for a gold lot drew tickets from a wheel similar to this one in 1832, when more than 4 million acres of land were distributed by lottery. However, only about 1 in 4 prospective landowners were awarded a piece of property. The loose living and payment of supplies with gold dust and credit was distinctly familiar to the culture of California's 49ers almost 20 years later. Gold mining in North Georgia spanned the years between 1829 and the 1930s. The first wave of fortune seekers set their sights on placer gold, deposits of tiny nuggets and flakes at the surface of the ground mixed in with sand and gravel, both in the hills and along stream beds. By the 1840s, most of this placer gold had been panned out. When gold was discovered in California in 1848, Georgia miners began heading west. Those who remained worked harder to get at the precious metal. They blasted tunnels with their dynamite to uncover gold-bearing quartz veins and used high-pressure hoses to wash ore down from the hillsides. The last of these operations closed in the 1930s. As gold became harder to find, mining operations scaled up. Lode mining is the blasting and digging of tunnels and shafts into the mountains following gold-bearing quartz veins. It is the most expensive and dangerous type of gold mining. The blasted rock or ore was loaded into carts and brought out of the mine and to the stamp mills, large mechanized rock crushers. The crushed ore was then processed to separate out the gold. A branch of the U.S. Mint was established in Dahlongea in 1838. It was fascinating to learn of this aspect of the town's history and see actual golden coins.
Well, this about wraps up my video of the Dahlongea Gold Museum State Historic Site here in Dahlongea, Georgia. Sure, it's been fascinating to learn all about this state's connection to gold rush history 2 decades before the 49ers of California. Hope you enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed being here and shooting it. Again, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch more of my videos. Till next time, this is History Buff TN Photobug signing out, and I am very much indeed having a blast with the past.